Here's the two pilots and John show. Two pilots and John's a real jam. Oh, here's the two pilots and John show. Two pilots and John and sometimes Cam. Welcome, one and all, to String Theory.
Good night,
The
mate.
show where we turn lights off
And on.
with great prowess.
Feels dark now.
Oh, it's always dark in here.
It's very dark in these parts.
Welcome, one and all. We thank you for coming back week after week after week.
After week.
Say a great big hello to our partners, Boucher Guitars, Levy Strap, G&G Music, and Annie Ganesh, Fantasy Music in Halifax, K&K Sound, Gallery Guitars, Recording King, Alvarez Yeri, Yamaha, James Martin Instruments, Audio Sprockets, Daddario Brickhouse Guitars in Kitchener, Ontario, Josh House Guitars in Goderich, Ontario, and a brand new partner this week, Apollo Picks.
What?
Yes, handmade.
Because we needed more.
Handmade custom plectrum, especially for flat pickers.
Nice.
I have a sample coming up to review, and they look amazing. This guy builds picks for Norman Blake and a lot of other those type of players, so we're really excited to have him in the company of us.
Right.
There you go.
The list gets longer.
The list gets longer every week.
We're going to need a teleprompter.
A
before
teleprompter pretty soon, and this is the first night of the 6 weeks of run up to the new grand prize,
tomorrow.
which is going to be a Recording King guitar from G&G Music, G&G Music and Annie Ganesh. He hasn't chosen a model yet, but I'm sure it's going to be a dandy. And these are cool guitars, folks. I got 2 or 3 of them. I love them. So, yeah. So that's the winners for the question tonight. We'll go into the 6-week draw. We'll draw from 12 people at the end of 6 weeks and give a guitar away. And of course, we will also give our normal prizes away each night. Something from Fantasy and something from G&G. And we want to say a big shout out to both of those stores because couldn't do this without them. They're both carrying Boucher guitars, especially the new batch of bluegrass guitars that just came out of Robin's shop. This one that I just played, I just reviewed it on YouTube, and yeah, they're nuts. Robin's crazy.
They're mental.
Robin's mental. Shouldn't be able to build guitars that sound that way. Just find it slightly offensive.
Well,
Apparently you're very quiet.
We are now. Is everything on?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll just turn up the main knob.
did.
Hello. Yeah, we are very loud, aren't we?
Volume's very, very low.
Interesting.
Mic's not off.
Do we have volume?
oh. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Ginger on the prowl.
Oh, hoy. We are very, very low. I don't know why that is. That's weird.
There must be a rift.
Yeah, in the space-time continuum.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know.
Are you fixing it, Ginger?
I think so.
Okay, well.
Ahoy! How are the lights?
Green.
Oi! They going anything? They're not going doing anything? Well,
It's green.
well, that's not good.
Just green.
That means we have a problem between the lines and the box.
Well. Well. The Ginger is totally on the move.
We're working on it.
Yep. Please do not adjust your iPad.
I'm just going to walk over here and see if I did something to the system.
Uh-huh. I guess that leaves me holding down the fort.
It's not good.
I just turned it up.
We shouldn't be there at all.
Wait, he can't hear you, so.
That's ridiculous.
We do have a team of technicians working on the problem,
Most of that should
and we will resolve it as soon as possible. Please do not adjust your set.
Go sit down.
I am sitting down.
Not you. Move the mic closer to you.
Well,
Connections. We must have a bad connection. We're
how is it now?
experiencing
Any
a
difference?
technical difficulty here somewhere. I don't know what's happening, but you might know. It would happen.
Green. It's all like.
Does this make it go orange at all?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, then we should be fine.
Just turn up your set.
Yeah, turn your goddamn computers up.
Yeah.
Every single person.
You all should have amplifiers and speakers and be listening to this in surround sound.
That's
anyway.
right.
So what's the problem? So this
We're
has
working
never
on it.
happened before.
Well, little things happen from time to time because that's the way it is. Gremlins.
You look very
Wilburys.
studious with your glasses.
Thank you. What does that mean?
You look very studious.
Is that like a car?
No, it's not like a Studebakerist.
Oh, a Studebakerist. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is a Studebakerist? Is someone that
Owns
studies
and-
Studebakers.
Yeah, owns and collects Studebakers.
Are you a Studebakerist?
No,
No.
could be a Johnsonist.
That's nothing to do with cars.
Or an Evan Rudist.
An Evan Rudist. Yeah, you're an Evan Rudist, all right.
Yeah. You're a guitarist
I am a guitarist, yes.
and a mandolinist.
And I'm a mandolinist. So, can they hear us now, Ginger?
I guess mostly.
All right.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Well,
They can hear you just quiet. I don't know why.
all right.
That's all we have for now.
That's not a bad thing entirely.
Not really,
actually.
no.
No.
All right. So, what's next?
Well, I guess next is questions.
That's
That's what,
7
I was
minutes.
hoping, that's what I was hoping for.
That's 7 minutes we're never going to get back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
eight.
we just stole 7 minutes of
yeah.
everybody's
Yeah,
life.
that's 8 minutes of everybody's life you'll never get back.
How's the show going so far? Is everybody riveted in place?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So
Are you
far,
all
so
just
good.
sitting on the edge of your seat?
Yeah.
Shit,
Of
or
your
sheet?
sheets.
Your sheet?
Shiting your sheet?
You're shiting your shit sheet?
Oh dear.
Next.
Okay, question. Darren Murray.
Sure it is.
It is Darren Murray. Yeah.
That's what they all say. Everything is just going wrong tonight. I got clothing and I got
Wow.
Oh, Jesus, I'm just-
that's
He
a,
is.
this tear and everything.
you're all
shit.
malfunctioning tonight.
Everything's
Maybe
wrong.
we should come back and do this later.
Maybe I should have had the edibles. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So Darren Murray.
Ow, my nipples.
Oh my God.
Jesus. Bet they heard that. God damn it. I
Yep,
felt that.
I heard that.
I felt that in Africa.
There's a little nipple shock going on there.
Okay, go ahead.
It's off the rails. 7 minutes in and it's already off the rails.
Don't take long, folks.
All right, so Darren Murray says, I'm looking for a new guitar under $1,000. Should I get a Yamaha LS16 or LS6? Any suggestions?
It just depends on what you want. The LS is a small body and the L16 is a dreadnought. So that's it. That's your choice.
Small body.
Yeah, I like the small bodies.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I was going to get a small body, I'd get an LS16 instead of a 6 because they're just a better guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily a better guitar, but they're better. They sound better, I think.
But now you're over $1,000.
No, I wouldn't think so. Maybe depends on where you are. If you're in the United States, you're definitely not. And but I mean, that's your choice. Is the body size. The 16 Dreadnought will be a cannon,
Mm-hmm.
and a little body LS6 will be not. It'll
No.
just be a real pretty, pristine.
And fun to play at home if that's what you're doing with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they both come with pickups installed, which are the proprietary Yamaha dealies.
Mhm.
So, as we like to call them in technical terms,
Dealies.
dealies.
Cutting edge technology.
Yes.
Very similar
yeah.
to thingamajiggers.
Yes.
Yeah, but in a
Little
different... thingamajigger is usually passive, whereas the pickups in these are active.
Yeah, dealies are active.
Yeah.
And thingamajigs are passive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the technical term for explaining it.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next.
We have a super chat from Kevin O'Hanley.
Oh,
Kevin O'Hanley.
Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
That always puts a smile on your face.
Says, hey guys, I recently tried the new Hi-Ho the Daddario strings.
I don't know.
I think Elixir may have some competition.
Absolutely. That's what I've switched to. The new Daddario XS strings are the best things I've ever tried. They last the same as Elixir, but they sound better. They sound like an uncoated string.
Less coated.
Yeah. And they say it's because of the core that they're using, and I believe that. That's
Less coating, more tone.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The core is a specific proprietary type of steel they use called oh god, I have a brain fart. I can't remember what it's called now, but it has a name, and it's in every Daddario string. And of course, it's proprietary, so Elixir can't use that type of core.
It's their special alloy.
Yeah, it's a special alloy they use, and so these new XS strings sound like Elixir. They last like Elixirs, but they sound like a regular uncoated string, right? The only thing that the Daddario is missing at this point is phosphor bronze. Right now they're an 80-20, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't really mind it. Phosphor bronze, especially Daddario, would be a lot warmer, I think. But
Might have something to do with the coating, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right? Oh yeah,
what effect the coating has on it.
Yeah, they don't seem to feather either, like Elixirs. Mm-hmm. The Elixirs, the coating will start to come off where you pick it and it'll feather. You can see it like hairs sticking off the strings, right?
It's like you got a sunburn and your skin is starting to peel off.
Exactly, yeah. Doesn't happen with these things. I've got a set on the Ivory Girl that I used for two whole shows with gunning, and I play hard in those shows, and they're still like brand new.
Gunning can scare the coating off a set of strings from like 100 feet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually seen Dave pull his guitar out with Elixirs on it, and every string is dead.
Yeah.
He can actually kill Elixirs.
He has a lot of acid.
Yeah.
In his fingers.
And he plays weird. He's got a weird style.
You're telling me. I've been saying that for years.
Yeah, he's got a strange style that puts the strings through a lot of pressure. It's the way he hits them a lot with his fingernail as well as the pick, and hits them hard. He's a hard player.
Do you think he'll ever figure out what he's doing?
Likely not.
No.
But that's part of his charm.
It is. It's just the honesty of the performance, knowing that people keep coming to see him even though he sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great, though.
Yeah.
Good on Dave.
Good on Dave. You go, girl. I love that guy.
Next.
Oh, dear. So we have a super chat from Ted Whitmore.
Ted Whitmore. Welcome back, my friend.
Thanks so much for Saturday's fiddling and such. By the way, does having a dram help with the playing?
It does me, because I'm scared shitless when I play in front of people, and also alcohol thins the blood and keeps your hands kind of looser until you drink too much, and then they don't work, right?
That was a great show.
Yeah, that was a fun show, but there's a fine line. I always drink before I perform, and it's mainly for nerves, and I stop drinking at the point where my nerves go away, and then I'm fine. And it does. It thins the blood, gets everything moving, and you don't have as much trouble with your hands.
Lowers your inhibitions.
Yeah, you get a little braver because you're not scared.
Right.
So, yeah, being I'm a terrible stage fright guy. So is Dave.
Dave is way worse than
you. Like he throws up and
he does other things too.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know lots of guys. It's not like it's a strange thing.
No, it's
lots
not.
of people like that. So, yeah. Next.
True story.
We have a super chat from JimHegan.
JimHegan.
Say JP, no skill testing question for you this time. Just hi and keep up the good work. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
You're apparently doing good work.
Obviously, I guess.
Saturday night you did really good work.
I haven't played the fiddle like that for a long time.
You should more often.
Yeah, I think I might have to start practicing again.
Yeah. I
was really out of practice, and I felt that whole show, boy, I was in worlds of hurt because I just don't play, and I was doing the best. I did the best I could. Kim and Skip. When you're playing with those guys, they make anybody sound good.
Good old Skim and Kip.
Skim and Kip, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't beat them. Next.
The Happy Knot.
Happy Knot.
Here's a two-parter.
Oh boy.
What fiddle were you playing when you won Best Reel? And he says it's on YouTube, probably early 90s. Also, can you work out Work the fiddle into Lightfoot songs Sundown and Carefree Highway. Maybe demonstrate.
No, I can't demonstrate any of that. The fiddle I was using in that contest was a fiddle I recorded with for years, and it was a $200 fiddle, Chinese student violin that was made out of plywood, and even the fingerboard was actually spruce painted with black paint. That's what that fiddle was, and it was one of the most incredible sounding violins I ever owned, and it was a $200 fiddle. I played it until it literally fell apart. It split on the top, the back split, and I sold it to a guy in Maine who was a whiskey importer, and he came up to me at a gig it was called the Frostbite. Sorry, it was the Ossipee Valley Bluegrass Festival, and he came up to me on a break and said, "I'd like to. Have you got any fiddles you'd sell?" And I had retired this thing and had a new fiddle, and I said, "Well, all I got is the old fiddle I played on all the records, and it's not playable." He said, "Really?" He said, "You'd sell that violin?" I said, "Oh yeah, I'll sell it to you." And he pulls a checkbook out and goes, "Name your price." And I said, "I don't know, give me $5 for it," because I had done a lot of work on it. It was a $200 violin, but I did a lot of work and it had a $300 pickup system in it. It was a long process, that violin. So he goes, "Oh, no problem." Starts writing out $5,000 on this check, and I went, "No, $500." And he went, "What? 500?" I said, "Yeah, that's all it's worth.
It's not playable."
And he said, "Oh my God!" And then he actually put the checkbook away and pulled out cash and gave me $500 US. And so when I got home, I shipped it to him, and he took it to a famous violin guy in Boston, who put it all back together, like really put it back together. Took it apart, put the
bound everything,
yeah. Put all the little things on the cracks, and shaved the top inside. I did really put it back together well. And a couple of years, and then this guy, every year after that, sent me a bottle of Dalwhinnie.
Oh, nice.
Every year he sent me liquor, and he hasn't in a while, in about probably a decade. But I'll never forget that guy. And he brought the violin to me 2 or 3 years later at a gig in Boston, and I played it, and I couldn't believe the shape it was in. They brought it right back to nearly brand new. You couldn't tell where it was cracked or any of those things. And so the second part of that question, Sundown and Carefree Highway, like if I was to record those Lightfoot songs, which I yet may, because Lightfoot has talked to me multiple times about doing Long River Volume 2, right? And he's getting older. I may put a call into him and just say, "Do you really want me to pull the trigger on this?" And I might try to do it in the next year before he.
Those are two great songs.
Before he passes on, right? Like, don't want him to die in the middle of that. So, knock on wood, he'll be okay for a good long time. But those two songs would be on that record.
Definitely.
Sundown, Carefree Highway, Edmund Fitzgerald, like all the stuff that I didn't do on the first album, that were hit songs, really, and Go Go Round. If you could read my mind, I could find another 18 Lightfoot songs like that to put on a second volume of Long River, no problem. And me and Lightfoot have talked about it. I told him the last time I saw him, he come to U's Room and played a show with me for Stompin' Tom's birthday after Tom had passed away, his 75th birthday, and we had a conversation outside about I said, if I make the record, I said, you have to tell me what to record. That's
Right.
the deal. If you pick the songs, I'll make the record. And he said, fine, done. I'll do it. Right? So it just never happened yet, but it may yet. So yeah, I think I would definitely put fiddle on those songs. It would fit like hell.
It would.
Yeah. It'd be unexpected too. So there went 10 minutes nicely burnt up.
Jack is over there.
Snore away.
Snoring like a grown man.
Yeah.
Next.
We have a super chat from Liam Keith Jacques.
Liam Keith, how you doing? From Montgomery Street Band.
Do you recall the name of the jig in G major that you played at the end of the Stan Rogers Life and Music episode?
I couldn't tell
Pop
you.
quiz.
Couldn't tell you. Good Lord. No, I wish I could. I'm sorry. Even if I knew what it was, I might not know the name of it. I know about easily 1,500 fiddle tunes, and I don't know the names of 2% of them.
Their muscle
Maybe.
memory.
They're it. That's it.
Yeah.
I only remember them because they're in my brain. I associate them with different players and different, tape recordings I've heard in my life and records I've had. Don't know the names. Now, a guy like Dave McIsaac, man, he can... Holy shit. He knows
book.
Jesus. Like an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
This guy, Dave McIsaac, I don't mean to tell stories, but it's funny as hell. And he would laugh anyway. But this is a guy who was on the crapper, taking a crap.
Yep.
With the music book in there, singing the tunes to himself while he's taking a poop.
Yeah.
Like that's how the guy is a friggin' walking dictionary.
He's a history book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he knows the names of everything. Like most of the fiddlers that happen anywhere in the Maritimes now, when they need to name tunes, that's who they get to do it. They call Dave McIsaac and sing the tunes over the phone to him. I did it for Once, the album with me and Edie. That's who named all those tunes was McIsaac. I just called him up and said, "What's this one?" And he's like, "Oh, that's Ian McGregor's left nut in the upside down kilt on page 42 of the Atoll collection." And he fucking knows the book it's out of and the page.
What's
and
the name of that tune, eh? It's the one by the Heagles, and it goes, doot, doot, doot.
Doot, doot, doot. The Heagles.
The Heagles.
The one by the Heagles.
The one by the Heagles by.
What about the Heagles?
Yeah.
Goes doot, doot,
Doot,
doot.
doot, doot. Name that tune. Yeah, Newfoundland
Holy
version.
shit. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I was in the Doryman, and playing the Doryman. They used to have the fiddle music there from 2 to 6 every Saturday for 40 years. And I was in there playing one afternoon, and this guy, drunk fella from up in Cape North somewhere there,
As they are.
comes down and he's French too, which is weird. We knew he was from up north, but he comes down to the stage and he goes, "Hey, JP!" And I'm like, What? He's like, "Play that tune there that goes, and it's all one note. He's singing one note.
Right.
That one there, dude, play that one." And so as he's walking away, I took the fiddle and went on one string. Right?
Yeah.
He was livid. He looked around at me. "God damn, you're making fun of me." And I said, "Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Fuck off and sit down." Just like it was really funny.
Well, that was a much cleaner story than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it is. What are you gonna do? I need a beer. Nobody can hear us, so I'm just gonna drink. Answer a question, Chris.
I wonder if that would be a good show,
What's that?
where we just sort of sit here and come and go for an hour.
15 minutes of silence.
Would you tune in?
Yeah.
Or would you just put us on as, like,
The fireplace
two guys who
Would
were
you-
uninvited that are sitting with you in your home?
Yeah, like would you turn this on just like in case we showed up?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Let's try that on.
Like if we were late next
Yeah,
week.
That's right. And the chairs are just sitting here empty.
Yeah.
How long?
And the
would you
audio was
stay?
on, you could hear Jack snoring.
Yeah. And Megan talking to herself.
Right.
On edibles.
Right. Fiddly-dee potatoes. What did you have for dinner tonight?
I don't know, but I think next week you should drop some acid. Just see how that works out.
I had souvlaki.
Souvlaki.
Yeah.
We had pizza.
Okay, next.
We have super chat from Frank Doherty.
Frank Doherty from Ireland.
Says, hey JP, I got a fake credit card just for you. Speaking of
Attaboy.
super chat. He said, kawink, kawink.
Kawink,
Kawink, kawink.
My wife and I so enjoyed your fiddle concert Saturday night till the cops came.
Till the cops came.
I don't know if he means here or there.
No, the cops didn't come here.
No.
They must have come there. He must have had it turned up too loud, I guess. Eh?
I guess so. We have another super chat from Kevin Hogan.
Kevin Hogan.
Hey JP, any advice for not getting worse at guitar while trying to learn a second instrument?
Don't learn the second instrument.
Actually, that's the wrong answer.
No, the both instruments
It
will
was
make
a
you a better
question.
player.
That's right.
Yeah.
The more instruments you learn simultaneously, the more you'll learn on each instrument, because if it's a fretted instrument, you can't go wrong. Fretted instruments all have the same muscle memory, and the things you learn on one thing will start to inspire you'll hear the voicings in a different register. Let's say you were doing guitar and mandolin. So mandolin's a completely different process than guitar. It's tuned differently, and the voicing's much higher. And so you'll find things on the mandolin, and all of a sudden go back to the guitar and go, whoa, I can find that same thing here in this lower register. Or if you're learning fiddle and mandolin simultaneously, they're the same instrument. One's plectrum and one's bowed.
Mm-hmm.
They help each other. Banjo and guitar help each other. Like, you can't go wrong. You shouldn't look at it that way. If you spend time, it's all about time. So if you spend time on one instrument and not the other, one's gonna suffer. But if you do it equally, try to do it equally, right? You'll actually get better on both faster than you would if you just did one for 6 months and then and quit one for 6 months. Like, get into it knee deep in both of them.
I know when I took up the juice harp,
Yeah.
my
Spoon
concert organ playing
Yeah.
just went to a different level.
I noticed when you started playing spoons, you slipped a bit too.
Well, that's because I was using bad quality spoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plastic.
Yeah.
The ones in the box at the superstore.
They were the like
sporks, actually, what they were.
no, they weren't. They were those biodegradable ones, and they'd go soft and they wouldn't make any noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, you did use sporks once, and I had
At
to
one
tell you.
time I did.
It's like
yeah.
you can't get nothing out of those, man.
I was going for something different.
I know. He did.
Yeah.
It was very quiet.
I ended up sporking myself.
Sporked all over the place.
Yeah. Got all excited. Connect.
Moving on. We have a super chat that somehow I missed from Cam McMaster.
Cam
McMaster. That deserves 2 eggs.
Cam McMaster's in the house. Cam McMaster's in the house. He's coming in to ask us a question like he always does. Cam McMaster's in the house. In the house.
Hey, Cam.
Cam
About time you
McMaster.
showed up on time.
Bastard.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want?
He wants to know if either JP or Chris has ever played with Ben Dover.
Oh, Ben from Dover. That bastard. Do you remember the last time we went out there?
Oh, yeah. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
He just couldn't get his shit together.
He couldn't. I ended up kicking him off the end of the wharf down there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben from Dover.
Yeah, bend over.
Yeah.
Damn it. Next. Before this really goes south.
From John Delorey.
John Delorey. Good to have you back, buddy.
What size and thickness blue chip do you use?
Sorry. I didn't wait till the end of the
Easy
question.
there, Chris. Easy killer.
I've used this so much I wore it off, but I think this is a 55, and it's the big triangle. So it's 1.5 or 1.75. It's pretty damn stiff.
Beefy.
Yeah, you could knock over a good-sized chipmunk with this if you throw it the right way. It's like a shuriken.
Like a Chinese star.
Shuriken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a 55. and it's the teardrop shape, as you can see, the big one. I love these things. I have a couple of them. They're $50 a piece, and I got them on sale at Merle Fest from Blue Chip themselves at their table. And yeah, can't. But you know what? I'm really excited about this Apollo Picks deal. This guy knows what he's doing. Like he makes picks that look just like tortoiseshell, and he makes custom bevel. You can make this bevel on this pick any way you want it.
Right.
And he does it custom gauge, custom bevel, custom material and size, right? So, yeah, I'm really excited. They should be up with us pretty soon, and I want to review them because up until now, Blue Chip and Wiegans are about the best picks I've ever used. And I think we need another one. There really isn't that many that meet my...
Two is not a crowd.
It's not.
No.
And it's funny. I mean, I use all kinds of picks, but the Blue Chip is the only one that I ever use that I can't wear out. I've had this thing going for a year, and it's still usable, right?
I remember you cracking a real tortoiseshell.
Oh yeah,
pick
right in my
Montreal.
two pieces. Yeah, right in the middle of the show.
I remember that night.
And I paid a fortune. I paid $100 for that blank.
Yeah,
from a dentist in Timmins.
What was he doing with tortoiseshell?
He had a whole bunch of them.
Really?
They're all bluegrassers up there, right? And he sold me. I bought 2 blanks for $200, and I took them home and filed them all down myself. And this is when it was sort of hazy whether or not it was legal.
Right.
Now it's not legal at all. We know, but. And I broke that pick. I remember breaking it. I was heartbroken because I mean you can't fix it.
No.
It's living. It's tissue. Like you break it. Like what are you gonna do with it, right?
It's like you're breaking your horn.
That's right. I've done that a few times. I'll tell you. Next.
Dear, we got a super chat from Larry Reinders.
Larry Reinders, my co-writer of the new string theories. Well, new for tonight.
Personally, Larry, a job well done.
Yes,
I like that song.
Yes, sir.
Ginger, you like that song?
I like that song.
Yeah,
it's
a good song.
one. 2 Pilots and John.
Yeah.
There you go. Next.
Super chat from Jeff Gallant.
Well, what did Larry say?
Oh, I didn't say. Oh,
It's happening already. The dragons are here.
You talked so long. I thought I'd already asked. Well, it wasn't a question. You just had a comment.
Puff the magic dragon
I wish I could throw
lives
something
in
at
the
you.
corner.
He just had a comment.
Oh, what did it have? What did he say?
He says great medicine.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, I wouldn't know. I'm just on the beer.
Jesus.
But you know how it goes. Next.
Oh, Lord. Super chat from Jeff Gallant.
Does this bother you?
No.
Okay, all right. As long as that's not freaking you out.
Does this bother you?
Next.
So a super chat from Jeff Gallant.
Oh, Jeff Gallant. How you doing, buddy? I can just imagine what this is going to be.
So he says, Big John and Mr. Cook.
Mr. Cook. There, Chris Cook.
Mr. Cook.
Yes.
Can you play a fiddle tune for an old Frenchman in one key only again? I think he might have meant one note, but I think he was referencing your...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, the fiddle's not anywhere.
Oh, hang on here.
Fiddle's not anywhere near me.
Here. I got you fixed up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, let Coot play this.
Play a
Here we
little,
go.
play a little
No,
fiddle.
You've got the technique.
You're the man. Go ahead.
You can narrate.
Okay.
You put it upside down. Lovely.
That's all you get.
Okay. There we go. Thank you, everybody. Chris Coot.
Playing a little fiddle.
Chris Coot.
Yeah, I like to play a little fiddle.
Yeah, he plays a little fiddle every once in a while. Chris Coot. Everybody, Chris Coot. You're here all week.
Oh, dear.
Next.
I have a super chat from Joe McGraw.
Joe McGraw. Good to have you back, buddy.
John, I found out what blue chip picks are made of. Made from DuPont called Vespel,
Yes.
I guess. A 12 by 12 inch square, 1/4 inch thick, cost $1,800.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me.
This is why they're so expensive.
Doesn't surprise me. That's why they're
Did
$50
you say
a piece.
DuPont?
Yeah.
DuPont, and what's the material?
DuPont called a Vespel.
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 I understood. I could be wrong, but I heard like a rumor that they're organic, partially organic. There's organic material in them, right? I don't know if that's true because I've used other picks that are organic, and they warp. And you have to put, honest to God, if you want to get them back flat, you got to put them in a heavy book and put them in a microwave.
In a microwave.
In a microwave for,
In a heavy
for
book.
10 seconds so they squash flat again. That's the only way you can get them to be flat. And if they're organic, they'll bend. These don't bend.
My hydraulic press would make them flat.
Yeah, but they break. They need the heat. That's why the microwave makes them, because they're organic.
Because it excites the water molecules
That's right.
inside them.
And they get flat again.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, very good. Didn't know that. Good to know. Okay, next.
Next is the weekly trivia from Brother Joe.
Oh,
I
boy.
was
Here we
wondering
go.
when he was going to show up.
Brother Joe's in the
Hey,
house.
Joe.
Brother Joe.
Oh dear. Hey Chris.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy, here we go.
How many ducks does it take to fill a garbage bag? What?
Is he going to give you the answer?
I don't know. I know he didn't.
Well, I think the formula, and Ginger, you can correct me if I'm wrong because you're the math whiz. The formula for that is the circumference of the duck's beak times the square root
Of his arsehole.
the diagonal measurement from corner to corner of the bag. So it was a trick question, really.
Yes.
Joe didn't give enough information to
No.
solve the problem.
No.
He just wanted me to go off half cocked or ducked,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. And so there, Joe. You got to give us more information to solve that problem. But I think the formula is right. Did it sound right to you?
It sounds right to me.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Next is Herschel Rector.
Herschel Rector.
Rector.
Don't finish that sentence.
Don't do it. He's my buddy.
I was thinking of my dad. My dad was a rector.
Was he?
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he was the rector at a whole pile of different churches.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is
I don't know where your mind was going. But that's your own problem.
Well, see, here's the thing. Herschel's been with us for a long time. And the first night he came on, I actually said the other word because I couldn't hear Megan.
Oh.
It's when we did it over there and she was over here. And she said, "It's Herschel Rectum." I went, who's Rectum? And it was Herschel Rector. So
It's a good thing that Herschel
I love you, Herschel.
isn't easily offended.
No, he's not. He's been very kind to us. Thank you, sir. How are you doing? Good to have you back. What's your question?
What do you think long-term impacts of fortification may be on guitars? Think they will continue to age and open up?
Long terms of what?
Long-term impacts of fortification.
Fortification.
Fortification. To be fortified.
I'm not sure what that means.
No.
Okay.
Say that one more time slowly.
What do you think
The
the
long-term
long-term
effects.
impact of fortification may be on guitars?
Did he spell correct from torification?
Oh, it must be torification. It's
Yeah.
a typo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think he got spell checked.
Yeah. So, okay. Torrefaction is what the word we're looking for. And so the long-term effects of torrefaction is that, yes, the guitar will continue to open up, but it won't. It might not open as much because it's already, I would say, 80% there from the torrefaction. But you have to take into consideration that when a guitar uses torrefied wood, it's only the top.
Not the sides. and
That's
back.
right. The back and the sides are going to age, swell, contract, and lose their lignin in a natural fashion, right? Which means that the back and sides are going to age, warm up, open up.
That's what's changing the sound. of the
That's
guitar.
right. That's right.
Not
so,
the top.
So torrefaction of the top is not a spoiler. It doesn't make it so that that's as good as the guitar will ever get. The guitar is going to get good.
Well, it's not
more
entirely
you
a
play
question of age either. It's how often is it played?
That's right.
How regularly
And
is it
how
played?
hard it's played.
How hard it's played. Temperature and humidity have a drastic effect on it.
That's right. So, but that's an excellent, excellent question. No one's ever asked that, and I leave it to Herschel.
What do you think? A guitar that sits there, or a guitar that's played like once a week, or a guitar that's played every day? Or...
Well, a guitar that sits in the case is going to die
Right.
eventually. And,
Yeah.
and I mean die. You'll pull it out of there, it'll just be as dead as a doornail,
Thud.
a wet noodle. And then if you play the guitar every day and get it out of the case for a few days so that it's able to do what it does, it needs to breathe air and water. So if it's out in the air and expelling liquid and taking it in, this is the process that kills the lignin, the polymer that has to go, right? And because it can't replenish itself because it's not using photosynthesis anymore, right? That's what makes lignin continue to grow. So if you want a guitar to be good, you have to play it.
Yeah.
You gotta play it. And we had a question last week about these devices that you can put on a guitar to cause them to vibrate. That is a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to keep a guitar out of the case, make sure it's by
Something making noise.
something making noise. A television or a radio or I don't know what.
Jack at night.
Jack at night snoring. Yeah, any of that.
Yeah.
You after burritos.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
Ken next.
We have a super chat from Kevin O'Hanley.
Kevin O'Handley.
Back again. I have a 72 Yamaha FG200, which will be 50 years old next year at Stanfest. Chris, if you put a K&K in it, I will send you cash in the mail.
We can sure do it.
Yep.
We can sure do it.
Yep.
And we'll get you a K&K. I can get them directly from the company. So we'll make sure we get you one. And we can put it in for...
Maybe Kevin's guitar would be the one that we use the new jig for.
That's right.
And we can do a little bit on it.
That particular guitar, too, that's a piece of history.
Yeah.
An FG200.
Mm-hmm.
That was the model right after the 180 that came out 6 years after the 180 came out in 72. That was like oh my God, I'd like to see that guitar. I didn't know you had that, Kevin. That's Kevin. If you guys probably don't know this, but Kevin is a very close old friend of mine. So when we see each other again, Kevy, I want to see that guitar. I didn't even know you had it.
Well, yeah, we need to touch base and get the thing.
Yeah, make
and
sure
we'll
the
just do it,
action's
and
good.
we'll do it for you. Yeah.
Yeah, we might do a complete setup on it.
Yeah.
Cut a new saddle, a new nut, everything. Just do the whole thing up like brand new.
Or just put a pickup in it like he wants.
Well, that's true too. But I want it to go back to him playing pristine. Don't send it. Don't do it. Don't send it to us. We'll ruin it.
Comes back, refit
Yeah, come back to the Martin.
extra couple frets.
It's a double neck ovation when he gets it back.
No, one Ovation neck.
Yeah.
And one Boucher neck.
That's right, yeah. And a recording king body.
Yeah.
The Frankenstein of guitars.
Don't send it. Be scared.
Don't do it. Next.
Question from 3 Card Monty.
Yes.
Have you ever played with Koig?
I have not. No. I've Darren.
Not when they were a Koig.
No, they were no. Darren played bass for me for 4 years. But as for me playing with that band, no.
Rachel just sat there and whined.
Yeah. she just sat there and
Yeah.
yeah.
You played with Darren.
I just
On
said
his own, yeah.
I just said he was my bass player for 4 years.
Where were you?
I'm reading questions. Sorry, I'm busy.
And so yeah, they're a tremendous band. So you never know, someday.
Darren is a tremendous band.
Yeah, Darren is.
Yeah.
Darren McMullen's a tremendous band.
Yeah.
He is.
He closely rivals Dave McIsaac.
And also Jerko Piccolot.
Yes.
Everybody
Jerko
loves
Piccolot.
Jerko Piccolot.
Yeah.
Next.
Oh dear.
Jack's just ripping up there.
Ripping it. It's opening up the guitar over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
If you
goodness.
put the guitar next to Jack, it'll
Just
sound
jam a snout in the
Yeah,
sound.
that's right. Yeah. It'll just be fucking wailing after 3 hours.
Next question is from Joe.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh,
It's especially crafted just to annoy you, I think, this question. Can I put steel strings on my uke?
absolutely. Just film it and send it in when you do
Yeah.
it.
He already did that.
He did that. No, somebody else actually did it.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
somebody wanted to put bass strings in our uke.
Yeah.
Yeah, film it. If you're gonna do it, film it. We want
Yeah.
to see all the
We
carnage.
definitely want to see that.
Yeah.
Just have a first aid kit handy.
That's right. Yeah, and your insurance paid up. Next.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of questions, actually.
No?
Really?
I have a question.
Okay.
The hell are you doing over there?
I'm trying to find questions among the.
Okay. Among the sad debris of the comments of the show.
It'd probably be easier to see the questions if all those letters were moving around.
So
Wow.
those questions for Chris. And
Are
me,
you sure
technically.
now?
It's from TedWhitmore, yes.
TedWhitmore.
Yeah. Can Chris breathe? Are you able to answer questions?
Don't make me giggle. Ted.
Yes. So he says, Chris and Ginger, easy one. What's the fastest piston twin and name the firefighting company that used them for bird watching?
Fastest piston twin.
Mm-hmm.
And
name the firefighting company that used them for bird watching. Why is this an easy question?
Yeah, how's that easy? How
Did
many
I-
piston twins have you ever flown?
None?
I've flown 2.
Well, 2, I guess.
So
Just
did
no
I
guys.
did I just have a stroke, or did this show
Turn
suddenly
into the pilot.
pilot hour?
Welcome
Well,
to Pilot Quiz.
I've done some bird watching in piston twins, I must say, but it's usually inadvertent and it's very short.
Right before you crash.
Well, just before it hits the windshield.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you take it through a propeller.
Just debris watching at that point.
Yeah, Ted,
Debris.
I've only flown 2 piston twins. I think one was a Beech 95, and the other is a Navajo Chieftain 350. So, yeah, I'm stumped. You got me.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we have a super chat.
hang on. Charles Dickens is writing a novel over
Oh
here.
dear, what's he writing?
I don't know. It appears to be in some kind of
More important than what we're doing right now.
symbol form.
Next.
A super chat from Frank Doherty.
Frank Doherty back.
He was explaining why the cops came to the fiddle concert. Cops came because my wife and I started dancing, which is criminal.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. Please do fiddle concerts again, he says.
I will.
See, I told
will.
you. Told you.
I will.
It's a good show.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Where were they dancing?
In the living room, I was
Yeah, but
at.
where are they?
Can I put steel strings on my jog?
On my what?
On my jog.
On my dog. You know what, boys and girls? String theory is taking a seriously bad dip to the
Well,
south.
it was still about strings.
Well, I suppose so.
I did.
Oh.
I found a real question, though. Are you going to lament for string theory?
He's gonna sing something sad.
She just left the point at Chicanny, the freight number 1262, and on down the mountain she traveled, the men oh so brave in her crew. The engineer pulled at the whistle, for the brakes wouldn't work when applied, and the brakeman climbed out on the car top, for he knew what that whistle had cried. With all of the strength that God gave him, he tied in those brakes with a prayer. But the train kept right on down the mountain, her whistle still piercing the air. She traveled at 60 an hour, gaining speed every foot of the way. And then with a crash it was over, and there in the tracks the freight lay. wasn't the amount of the damage, nor the value of what the wreck cost. It was a sad scene they found in the cabin, where the lives of two brave men were lost. They were found at their posts in the wreckage, where they died when their engine had fell. The engineer still held the whistle, and the fireman still clung to the bell. Now this story is told of a freight train, but it must be a warning to all. We have to be prepared every moment, for we can never tell when he'll call. There.
What was that?
So were you musically trying to bring us back on the rails there?
Pretty much. So it's just time to connect.
Makes no sense. Question from Glenn Williams.
Glenn Williams.
Hey JP, I was wondering if G&G or anyone local handle or sell mandolin tone guards for a Gibson F5.
No, the only place you can buy a tone guard is from Tone Guard. You have to look them up online. They make them by hand, and there is a finite number of them in the world. It's the only place that sells them. I had to buy mine directly from them, and as far as I know, you might find one at the odd specialty shop throughout the U.S., but generally speaking, you have to mail order them directly from Tone Guard. So just look up Tone Guard. You'll find their website, and they'll do you up.
Fix you up.
They'll do you up. Yep. They're not cheap either. About $75.
That's not bad.
It's, well, for what it is, it's a great investment because they really do work. They even build them for guitars. It's just incredible. But yeah. Anyhow, yeah, that's how I found mine. Okay, next.
Next is Pete Russ.
Pete
Russ.
That's new.
Pete Russ.
Is it new?
Is that two guys?
Possibly.
I don't
Pete
know.
and Russ?
Pete and Russ.
Sure.
Well, Pete Russ. Go ahead, Pete.
How do you deal with a high action guitar? I had a Yamaha FG180E, sold it as the action got too high.
Well, the action gets high because the guitar swells up with water. So you're going to keep the guitar humidified or dehumidified properly. And but it's a natural thing for that to happen. So when that happens, if you can't, the first thing you try is the truss rod. So you get the key, put it in the truss rod, turn it clockwise, about a quarter of a turn. And if that doesn't bring your action down to where it should be, then you need to lower a saddle. And that requires taking the saddle out, sanding the bottom off it until it's lower. Then you may need to have two saddles, one for summer, one for winter.
You ever seen one move that much?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Doc Watson had two saddles for his Gallagher.
Mm-hmm.
He wore one in the summer, one in the winter.
Yeah.
So it's very simple. The truss rod is the easiest way to do it. Just a quarter turn. Just
No more than a quarter, though.
quarter turn.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, give it another little nudge. It takes a few minutes for it to kind of kick in. If it's a Yamaha, their truss systems are really good, and they're two-way. So if you go counterclockwise, it makes the neck come up and the action go up, right? But if you go clockwise, it pushes the neck back and pushes the strings down on the fretboard. Yeah. And they're a very rigid truss system, so they don't just put a bow on the neck; they move the whole angle of the neck, and create a bow simultaneously, right?
Which is where you'll run out of play for adjusting the action just by that method alone, because you'll eventually start hitting frets.
Yeah, if it starts to buzz, then you've got to
too far.
You've got to bring it back and then check your saddle. If your saddle might be too high. But don't ever trade off a guitar because the action goes up, because every guitar, the action goes up and down with the seasons. So.
And maybe to get an idea of whether it's humidity or whether the neck's gotten tweaked or something, take a straight edge along the frets and sight it lengthwise along the strings and see where the strings are closer and further away. And that can give you some clues as to whether the necks come up or be not set up properly from the beginning, or whether you need to make a saddle adjustment. Or both.
That's it. So, any more super chats?
Yes.
Okay, let's have them.
We have one from Cam, which I can't read it. Sorry,
Okay.
Cam. Thanks for the super chat, but I just
Love you,
just can't.
Cam. Okay.
It's a dirty joke, and
It's
I
a dirty
just
joke.
We'll
Okay.
read it
can't
afterwards.
vocalize those words.
Okay.
And the other is a super chat from Canajan.
Okay, cool.
Is a tip for playing a damn fine tune.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was a
And
fun.
that's
thing.
it.
That's it for super
All
chats,
right.
yes.
There we go, folks. We're going to get into our question for the week. The winners, the two winners, will get. One of you will win a fantasy prize pack, which is the fantasy. I don't know if you have a hoodie or a T-shirt, but they get
Yep.
fantasy string theory Yamaha, I believe, on them. He's making his own product.
Custom
It's
swag.
Cool, yeah, custom swag, and a set of I think XS.
And you can't
Daddario.
get that. You can't get that swag anywhere else.
No, and a set of Daddario XS strings, I believe, is in that pack, and tax-free purchase if you go in store. If you're not here, he'll ship the things to you, and somebody will win the G&G pack, which is a Levy's leather strap, custom string theory embossed leather strap, and a set of strings. Might be elixirs, might be XS. You know, he's carrying them too. And both winners will be put on the draw for the big draw from G&G Music in about 6 weeks' time, which will be the Recording King guitar and also a 30-minute free 30-minute Zoom guitar lesson with me, which is we're going to throw in the prize pack on this time.
There you go.
So that's going to be cool. So, so the question is, this has to be, this can just be close. I'll give it to the first two closest people. The name of one of the planes that Chris said he flew during the evening.
Nobody's going to remember that.
No,
No.
I'll give you a
Ted
hint.
might.
What?
I said Ted might, but
Yeah, Ted might.
Just guess. It has to do with the First Nations.
One of them does, yeah.
Yeah, one of the that's the one I picked.
Yeah, that's a good question.
okay. So the first answer was Piper.
No.
The second one was a Navajo 350.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. Who got that?
Jay Gallant,
Jay Gallant.
not Jeff Gallant.
Yeah, Jay
Or
Gallant.
Jay Gallant. So you, sir, have won the fantasy prize pack. So send me an email right now to jpcormier38@gmail.com. jpcormier38@gmail.com. I'll send you off to fantasy. And who's the number two?
The next one's a Beach Nut.
Beach Nut.
Beach nut.
I'm giving it to them.
Well, that's correct.
Beach
That's correct.
nut.
A beach.
A beach nut.
A beach.
Okay,
Yeah.
who's that?
John Sobzak.
John. Oh, John. I know John. So
Good work, John.
So you have won the
The next one was Grumman Goose.
Goose. You've won the G&G pack, John. So send me an email to jpcormier38@gmail.com. And I will forward you on to Glenn at Ganesh. And you're both in the draw now for the Recording King and the free 30-minute private guitar lesson with me on Zoom. And cue the music, Ginger. I want to thank everybody for continuing to be a part of this week after week after week. And my friend, Chris Scoot, who have just so enjoyed you being here these last few weeks, man. We laugh and laugh and laugh. It's before the camera goes and after the camera goes.
Yep.
We're still laughing. And it's been a good time, eh?
I don't know why, but it's great to be here.
Yeah, it's a good. Well, you know what? Of all the people I ever knew,
I was one of them.
you're one of them.
Yeah, there's another one of them.
That's right. I know her really well.
Good work, Ginger.
We love you very much. Stay safe. Get vaccinated.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. And I hope you never find your perfect guitar, because then you'd have to stop looking. We'll see you next week on String Theory.
Is that your tagline now?
Pretty much.
That's a pretty good tagline.
It is.